Today on Twin J Racing, we work on,
Yep, my truck.
gotta change the radiator in it, so follow along. Welcome back to Twin J Racing, boys and girls, and like the intro said,
We are working on my '08 F350. We gotta change the radiator, which I stupidly made comments, but it was leaking before I made the comments, so it is what it is. It's not a terrible job. It's not as easy as a lot of other vehicles, but it's not terrible. We're going to get started on it, get it draining while I do some other work on some other stuff, and then come back and take it out. There's a lot of good videos out there on that. I've actually watched a couple recently just to refresh my memory on what we have to do to get this thing out. And yeah, right now we got the ground covered because we're doing welding on the truck, but we got to take these loose, take this whole upper bar out. I'm going to go ahead and take the intercooler out because it's not hard, just to give us more room, because we got to get the transcooler. Well, this is the transcooler, this is the AC condenser. All of that has to come off. All of this rubber, this upper bar, like I said, we got to take one side of this latch off. There's just a bunch of stuff that has to come off to get that radiator out. But it's all got to be done and get the radiator out. Everything up here's got to come off. I mean, I'm old hat at all of it anymore, but it's all got to be done. So, and like I said, the intercooler is a boot here, a boot on the bottom. These two bolts, it pops out. And you got to take this off. Well, we'll get into all of that in the video. But for right now, we're just going to get it draining and let it drain for a couple hours while I finish working on some other stuff. That's a different video. And let's go ahead and pull that cap off. Well, I'm going to pull it all the way off, but we'll go ahead and pull that cap off so that way it vents. And I'll crawl underneath there with a pair of pliers, because this being an aftermarket radiator already, because it's been changed. No, strobe light cables in the way on top of everything else. But this being an aftermarket radiator already, I've changed it once. Zero fun. Zero fun. You know, probably 2 years ago, most of it's coming up on memories now. We went through, we did all the body bushings, so we didn't crack another radiator, and I almost wonder if it cracked because I snowplowed with this. Not 100% sure, but we did all the body bushings. We did a bunch of stuff on the front of the motor, power steering pump, alternator, idlers, fan belt, everything. So we wouldn't be in this position 2.5 years later. Guess where we're at? Changing the radiator. All right, I'm rambling at this point in time. Let's get this thing draining. There is a petcock up in there. I don't know how well you can see it. I'm not getting lights out for it, but there is a petcock on the side of that radiator. It's not like the stock one, because this is an aftermarket radiator. Should have done this while I had the bumper off, because as you can tell, there's no plow mount here anymore. So we just had this bumper off, and that's actually how I found this radiator was leaking. I knew I smelled coolant, but I could never find a puddle. I like the factory Ford design on this so much better. No. guys ever have them days when a 5-minute project turns into a 2-hour project? It seems like where we're headed already this morning. Nice aftermarket radiator, has a standard bolt size on it. Probably because it's aftermarket. I grabbed all the metrics and it turned out to be... Oh, sure. Now you want to turn. You piece of wonderful... Let's catch as much of this as we can because that stuff's expensive. We're going to work on getting this intercooler out of here. That's the first step. And now let's go ahead and put my disclaimer out here. This is the way I do it. This is not a tutorial. This is not, hey, do it this way. This is how I do it. So we're going to work at first getting this intercooler boot off. Side note, I just had it off, so it'll slide down nicely. We're going to go ahead, just to make ease of things, remove the one on this side too, because, well, and that's just, while we're moving stuff around, it'll be nice. That one's loose, that's good to go. These are two 10mm bolts up here. Oh, no, they're not. I thought those, oh, these are 7/16. These are two 10mm bolts up here to loosen the intercooler. See, 10mm bolt. Magnetic trays, one of the best things in the world. So that's loose, that's loose. We have to take, I think this is the power steering cooler. I think that's what this is. And then put this back in here. Power steering cooler will stay there. You gotta take the bottom boot off yet. We'll go ahead and shove these back here, just because, well, I know where they go that way. All right. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead. Ooh, ding! Fries are done. Put this in here just to kind of hold that for a few more seconds. I want to go pull that intercooler boot. We'll see who... I just got a message. I wonder who it's from. Oh, of course, my daughter. Alright, we're going to go pull that intercooler boot real quick. Lower boot's loose, upper boot's loose. The bottom just slides into the mounts. We take this and we set it out of the way. That's out of the way. Like I said, that's loose if we need to move it around or whatever. That's loose. Put these back in just for GP so I don't lose them. You all know the way that goes. This usually works. Gotta take this hood off. There you go. Not hood off, but hood cable off. Now for some of the best tools I ever bought at Chinese Freight. You guys see these make a lot of guest appearances. I'm honestly not sure what cooler this is. That may not be power steering. This may be power steering. Hell, I don't know. That's trans. That's AC. I thought that was power steering. I don't even know. Another cooler. You want to loosen that. I'm unplugging the vacuum controller for the hubs. That doesn't work anyways. But I'll go ahead and unplug it. Get it out of the way. Good. This has been on and off too many times, so it's not clipped anymore. It's kind of broken. Like my motivation today. I know there's a lot of people out there that can just put all them bolts in a pile and put them all back in, and a lot of times I can too. But if I can avoid doing stuff like that, I try to put them back in. Like these, the rest of these that go into the radiator, can't go back in. Somebody way before me made this a two-piece shroud. Oh, that one's still attached. There's a shroud bolt over here that holds the two halves together. I thought they were both out, but I was wrong. Forgot the horns. Those have got to come loose. They just kind of all lay here. That can go back in. We got this brace or bracket here that holds the radiator to this upper support. We got to take it loose on both sides. I do the exact same thing over here, but this one's a little more crowded. Somebody put an extra battery cable and stuff in the way. Don't know who that was. Does make it nice for charging though, or jumping people. And yes, the batteries are disconnected, but that was for a different project, but it just kind of helps out with this one too. Alright, you got to pull this clip out to slide this hose off. Use a pick or screwdriver or something to pull this out. And then pull the hose off. It's the same on the bottom, so you do it both ways. This all should come apart because we've had these hoses off not long ago. Like I said, this whole thing was replaced about 2 years ago. Got the upper hose off. We got to pull the rubbers off. I got this loose. I should just pull this damn thing out if I can. Yeah, it doesn't want to. It's not a big deal. You got to pull all these rubbers off, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut to that chase. Or I thought I was. Grab another pan. Just happen to have one here. We gotta take this off of here and that off of there. That way we can get these hoses out of the way. And they gotta come off anyways. There we go. Pull my jumper cables out of the way. I do have the proper tool for this, but we should be able to do it with that, just like so. You guys have seen me use the proper tool many a times if you've watched this channel. If not, go find the video that I have used it on. I know I just used it on the power steering hoses on this. So these are transmission lines. Come on. Man, that barb is pretty good. There's one. There's two. Wow. Fire truck. Okay, so this should be able to come out. Somebody had to put a headlight in the way. I thought it rotated out farther than that, but I guess not. Huh. Let's stab it. That makes sense. So now, we gotta pull the trans-cooler out. I ended up getting this upper pipe out just a minute ago. No, it's a 10. Where's my 8? There's my 8. Okay, we're going to get under the truck now and get the hose loose, get the other shroud mount loose, and work on getting this radiator the rest of the way out. That's the plan anyways. Got the big hose here, which is your lower hose. That's your lower hose, which is 2 pieces. And then your fill hose. It's either that or a wiring harness there. I don't know. We're going to work at it. Yeah, it is. Kind of. We'll just go ahead and unclip the center of this one. I think we're going to unclip it here. Take it apart here and then take that hose out with the radiator. Don't want to lose these. We'll put that up and in that pocket for safekeeping. Oh, fudge. Alright. These were all new, and I know I'm going to take a bath on this. Yep, that's about right for today. Yeah. Okay, boys and girls, don't be like me. You're going to die, but I gotta clean up. We're getting it up and loose. I don't even know if you guys are coated, not coated. What's going to happen here? You guys are coated in antifreeze. But we got it up and loose. There's where the upper radiator hose is, and this is why I didn't upper. That's the lower radiator hose. That's why I didn't sit there and fight with it. That's why I split it in the center there. Trying to get it out. Now we will go after it. Hang on, guys. We're back on putting the radiator in this hole. We have it. It's out in my truck. I gotta go get it. But we have the radiator. We're gonna get it put in here. It is now, I think we took this out on Sunday. It's now Thursday. So we're gonna get this put back in. Long and short of it, we got a new radiator. It's a little different. It's not all fabricated aluminum. It's got the plastic tanks and everything like factory. But it's gonna go back in here and cool the truck, hopefully. So we're gonna work on that, getting that done. And so I guess follow along, and any highlights, I'll point it out to you. You guys watch me take it out. It's just the embers.
forked the pooch. Like literally just realized I forked the pooch. Oops. I wonder why there's so much room for activities in there. And a biscuit on crack. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Please disregard all cussing and throwing of stuff. We will be back with you shortly. No, that isn't going to be low enough. That's not going to be low enough. We have to go underneath and put the hose back together. May have to throw a couple of zip ties on it to hold it out of the steering. But we're going to go from there. Get all of that done. Grab a couple of zippy ties because I don't want to be under there and need them. 1, 2. Okay, let's see what's going on here. I didn't think I broke this zippy tie. We just took a bath in it. This is where we took this apart and literally covered everything. So now, let's go ahead and put this all back together. There we go. Is that all the way in? It shows it is all the way in. That's not all the way in though. There we go. That's all the way in. Let's get that on. Yep, there we go. Push that back into there. The other one's broke. That's why there's a zippy tie here. Because I had it back into the steering, which is not a good thing. Okay. So, that's done. Let's just double check. Well, that was good because that was a little loose. That's tight now. Oh, intercooler boot. Yeah. Let's go ahead and take care of that too while we're down here. I forgot about that. Why are you being such a pain in my ass? There we go. Usually it's not that bad. Alright, let me go get the impact. Get that put back on. So we got a couple more things to finish up here. We got to put the upper radiator shroud on. Got to put the upper radiator shroud on. Look, I'm a walrus. I ended up not needing those. But we got to put the upper radiator shroud on. That's about it. And then fill this wonderful piece of equipment back up with antifreeze. I'm going to have to buy some. Shouldn't have to buy a lot, but I'll have to buy some. Because we spilled some. And it was leaking. But anyways, so we're going to get this done. Send it down the road. Hopefully. Got to do the exhaust. Finish the rocker panel, which I'm not sure which video is coming out first. We just put the first coat of undercoating on it. So, yep. A little at a time. This power steering reservoir is fighting me a little bit here. Doesn't want to pop into where. Doesn't want to go in its home. Go in your home. Don't you want to go home? Yeah, we'll get it. There we go. See? Just a matter of the right angle of the dangle there. We got all of this back together. All the way across. Got the vacuum lines, which none of that does anything, all back together. So this is good to go. Now I just got to put antifreeze in it. You know, the fun stuff. We have a new funnel we got. We won it as a door award at the AutoZone party to help with that. We have the old one too, but I'm missing some of my adapters and stuff. Talking about missing adapters. I don't think I have the right one for this. Maybe I do. No, I don't. That doesn't fit in far enough, and I think the other one I have that's close to right just goes inside of this. So it is what it is. I got a brand new funnel in here somewhere too. I'm just not sure where it's at. But we need to fill our antifreeze and get that done, Then we're going to have to go buy some more antifreeze because I'm short on antifreeze. That I know for a fact. Because it was low when I started, and well, it didn't magically gain some that I know of. So we'll have to go buy a couple of gallons of full force antifreeze. That's what I'm using in here. And whatever I don't use, I'll give, I won't use. And then this is a trick that I do. Not everybody does, but I use a paint strainer to help filter out stuff that may have gotten in that while it was sitting on the floor. Yep, we're not going to get it all. There's a hood in the way. So we got most of it. So that's good. And you know, that strainer's doing its job when it's only allowing so much through at once. Okay, the battery is charged. Okay. That makes me feel a lot better. That's better. But I think is it the 7? Yep. Well, I'm going to Menards. Battery cable care, boys and girls. I guess I should do better at it. Somehow my truck corrodes, and it seems worse recently than it ever has been. My truck has never corroded like this till recent history. It's supposed to be a 10 and I'm using a 9 to take this apart. Yeah, I need to do a little better job of taking care of stuff. We'll get that thing cleaned up. Let's get all of these apart. That's my amp. That's my rear power. That's whatever truck power. And then this here is regular old, jumps over to the other battery, which is not hooked up right now. I'm doing that on purpose. Want to make sure this is connecting good. Alright, I'm going to move you guys a little farther away from the action here because I don't want you guys getting full of all of this wonderful crustiness. may have let this get a little too bad. There's no corrosion here. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Just a little bit. Never dug it out like this before. And like I said, I've been bad. I should have cleaned this a long ass time ago. But here we are. Hi. But you guys will see a lot more of the same here. We're going to get in here with some wire brushes. I don't know what they sell that will eat this corrosion. I know the old wives' tale is put a Coke bottle on it, but I don't know about that. I've not had good luck with trying to do that. But we might try that again. I've also heard today's Coke bottles aren't as good as the old Coke bottles. I don't know. I just know this is absolutely ridiculous. Well, boys and girls, I kind of already did a wrap up, but we're going to do another one because I'm a dumbass. And I guarantee you there's going to be somebody watching this video that went, hey, you forgot one. You forgot one. Hey, idiot, you forgot one. Well, I've had a battery light on now. Go figure. Because I didn't hook this cable back up right here. It was sitting up here. And I couldn't get it to go away. I just went and bought cleaner and all kinds of stuff. And I literally cleaned and clean thinking it was over here. And then I'm like, you know what, let me go over to the other side and take a look. Oh yeah, that didn't, and I didn't see that at first. I looked at it and I looked at it and I looked at it, and finally I'm like, oh okay, well that's the problem. Now my battery light went away. Go figure, right? You hook up all the powers, battery light goes away. I could have saved myself a lot of aggravation. See, no lights. 14.4 volts. So I don't know. I completely reset this stupid thing somehow, and now I got to figure it out. But long and short of it is, we got it working. It is now somewhat happy. But I know, like I said, somebody was watching that video when I was doing that and like, you forgot something, you forgot something. So now we got to drive it and burp the antifreeze because we got it full right now. Yeah, my little thing there. But this is what I run in case anybody's interested. This Final Charge Pro Series. I did a lot of asking when I did the Radiator last year, and that was one of the highly recommended ones to run in it for the price. And you know, the exhaust is actually coming out back here now. So it may not be perfect, but it's at least on there. So we're gonna go get the tires rotated now, because well, that's the next step I need to do, and I need to drive it anyway, so makes sense, right? Let's go get tires rotated and all that. But Like, share, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff we did. If you guys caught that before I come back and told you, leave me a comment. Let me know that you saw that without me telling you. Because I didn't. But I'm like, man, there had to have been a wire I missed the whole time. And yep, there was a wire I missed. I just didn't see it. So, thanks for playing along. And we will catch you guys in the next one. And girls. And girls. I gotta keep saying girls.
Boys and girls, you may have thought that was the end of the video, but it's story time. I didn't video any of this because I was pretty aggravated by that point in time, and there wouldn't have been any sound because, yeah, there would have been nothing but bleeps and whatever. Anyways, got it all done, got the battery figured out, everything was working great. I drove it in and out of town, it was fine. Went to go add a little antifreeze to it before it left, and all of a sudden, it's dripping antifreeze out of it. And I'm like, what the bejesus? So I did some checking, and I grabbed the lower radiator hose, because that's where it was leaking from, and it wasn't all the way attached, and that spring clip was doing nothing. So I ended up dumping the antifreeze out, which, you know, after all the work to save it, a little aggravating. And then had to fight the hose on, and what happened was there's a little nipple there that the hose has to slide in, and it was just a little cocked because of the way it runs down and everything, and it wasn't allowing it to go all the way on to put the clip in, which I thought I had done, but evidently I didn't. Nobody ever said I was a great mechanic. So we had to fix that, and then I was able to get underneath, work it around, get it in where it needed to be, and voila, that's done. So then we had to go get more antifreeze, which, whatever, Menards carries it. We went to go buy it, and Menards showed 6 of them on the shelf. They had 0. So we ended up buying it at AutoZone for like $10 more, but we got it, and we got it done. It was just a little, what the heck. That whole project was a series of unfortunate events, I guess. And that was just the icing on top of the cake, that somehow I didn't get that lower radiator hose seated. And, well, I know how I did now, but I thought I did. And I wasn't even going to do it, but I wanted to cover it because, hey, I screw up just like everybody else, but we got it done. And as you guys know, and girls know, since then I've sold the truck. My buddy's been driving it every day without any problems. No antifreeze leaks, no nothing. So that's kind of where we're at with that. I just wanted to let you all know that, yeah, I screwed up yet again, but it worked out and it's done, and everybody's happy, I think. I could be wrong. I normally am. But if you made it this far, like, share, subscribe, comment, and we'll catch you boys and girls in the next one.